Bonjour and welcome back. A lot has happened, but all you care about is the menu, yes? Well, for starters, we debated the finer points of tiger transformations after being tasked by a Rakshasa friend to save his employee and his strange technology. Well, for an entree, we arrived in Spear, or was it Spire, and went with an old Wookiee prisoner gambit. Leo was our prisoner, Artemis wild-shaped and hid with them for a while I played Snøfrid's friend who had sworn a life debt to them. Well, it all went sideways. For dessert, Leo got smacked around before locked up tight, Artemis hid away, I got kicked out for pulling a tasteful prank, and Snøfrid learned some new truths. No one laughed at my joke.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Jester's Court. My name is Casey Reardon. I am your Dungeon Master, and joining me today, as always, we have Rachel Kordell.
I don't know if I'm ready for this, but I am Artemis Alwyn Kroft.
Oh, well, you're going to have to be ready for it.
I sure hope so.
No choice.
Don't want another party death on a side mission.
Specifically
for the Watchful Eye.
Hit me with that
Another one. This time Renald will fall from the cliff.
Oh, no.
It has to be one of
Very
us that does it. So
just
we should
can't
be
be my
okay as
fault
long as none
again.
of us do anything murderous.
Be pretty
Speaking
neat.
of which, we have Sky Swanson.
Playing Renald DuCane, serving a delicious homemade hummus with pita chips and fresh-cut red pepper wedges.
Ooh.
It's honestly just
Yummy.
what I'm craving in this moment.
Yeah, now
I
I
really want
usually
that
are.
as a snack, and I ate all my hummus earlier, and I want more now.
That's fine.
That, man,
I'd go for, like, Top It
everybody
Out or
loves a good
something.
veggie platter.
Yeah, should we take a break and go get a veggie platter?
Let's get a veggie
Oh,
platter.
yeah, let's go.
Can you
Let's
guys
go.
bring
Let's
me
go.
You
back
want to bring
some?
you something back?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, please.
No, not in the
Okay.
closet. You can't have it in the closet. You gotta.
But why not?
You gotta get those reviews. then
yeah,
we
that's true.
Then we'll toss some celery with hummus on it through one of the air holes that we
Yeah.
give you. See,
Oh,
right now
okay.
you have no way for us to get you the celery through the hole.
So we're gonna have to. All right, we'll drill the air holes afterwards because we don't want that messing with the recording. And we have Andrew Frost.
When I was just a baby, my mama told me, kid, always be a good boy, don't mess with stuff that's hid. But I stole some tech in Windsail for some dudes to buy. When that watchful eye is glaring, I hang my head and cry.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just as good as the first time, which was the time that you just did.
This was the only time.
Oh, that was fantastic. Oh my
thank you,
god.
guys.
It was really good, Andrew.
That was really cool.
Oh wow.
I mean, I gotta get in the jail headspace, you know?
That's
Oh,
true.
it's fantastic.
Oh, right.
I'm on the inside
right.
now. Things are different. I gotta watch out for myself.
Maybe there's a harmonica in that bag of furniture.
Maybe. Maybe
Oh, it only plays for a little bit, though, and then disappears. You have to go back and pull another one out.
I take one note and then I have to get another. Sometimes I grab the wrong thing, so I just like stick a chair leg into my mouth.
What?
Oh my gosh, you keep pulling out of bed for yourself? I'm sorry.
And of course, we have Jonas Tintenseher.
Snøfrid of Åsbrush, the cloven locomotion commotion making motion toward that sweet promotion.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That was
good.
That is a
work of
tongue
art.
twister.
That was a good one.
And
Can you
before
say that
anyone
3
corrects
times
me,
fast?
I know horse hooves are not cloven, but it rhymed.
But Snøfrid's
It
art,
rhymed.
so
Fight us.
Spider.
Where am I?
No, I'm a hexblood now. Maybe they are.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what?
You're a
That's very
hexblood,
valid.
You're also a
Oh.
centaur, which aren't real. So, like, we're
You
making
got
up the
little
rules here,
clovers
guys.
on your feet.
Little clovers.
You
That's
got
what
little
it is.
clovers on
We
your
just-
feet.
Your
what
hooves are
cloven
just painted
means.
with clovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just paint your hooves with
Oh,
clovers.
nail polish.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Anywho, we last left our party completely separated with everyone in a different position. Renald was climbing along the edge of the wall, trying to get back in after being kicked out of the courtyard after turning invisible.
Nerd.
Artemis is kind of snooping around, trying to figure some stuff out within the Watchful Eye itself. Leo has been tossed into a jail cell, and Snøfrid is being brought into the office of the leader, Lados Rensselaer. So, because we're separated, we're going to start with Leo. Let's start with you. So, Leo, you find yourself alone in this barren cell, looking out the magical viewport that you were provided. You get kind of a glimpse of the ocean and the sky lizards gliding on their feathered wings. And you look, there's a small kind of cot for you to sleep on. And looking at the door, you can see that the runes that have been carved into it, at least on this side, have gone dormant. And listening out for a little bit, you don't hear any guards outside.
Hey, anyone out there? Hello? Knock, knock?
Who's that?
Hey, how you doing? Name's Leo. How you doing, fella?
What are you in for?
Tech stuff, you know how it is. What about you?
Same, I suppose.
Yeah, that makes sense. Watchful Eye, it's kind of what they do. What's your name, champ?
Caleb.
Good to meet you, Caleb. How long you been in here for?
I think about a week.
Okay, how's the food? Am I looking into getting gruel every day, or do they at least put, like, butter on bread or something?
It's pretty basic, but it's not gonna cause you to gag or anything like that.
Hey, there we go.
3 meals a day, which is nice, I guess.
True. Hopefully they're at least lukewarm or hot. I mean, can't beat that.
Yeah, I guess.
Are you, the only other one down here, big guy?
At the moment, I think so.
Oh, okay. So I guess we should get familiar, huh? Seems like we'll be here for a bit.
Yeah, probably. I guess I can kind of give you a rundown of what I know of the cells, at least.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Do you see any sigils on your door?
I see a couple, but they ain't glowing or nothing.
That's probably for the best. They each kind of do something different. I don't know what every one of them does, but one of them kind of opens up a slot for them to slide in food. They'll usually push it through with a mage hand or an unseen servant or something like that. They're not going to get too close to us. And then there's one that it kind of locks the door. It glows when it unlocks, and then it glows again when it locks. The other two, I'm not exactly sure what they do. I haven't seen them go on.
Okay. So for the time being, I'm going to assume they do things that are not so good.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, feels like a fair guess to make. Well, thank you for the rundown. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, anything to do for fun around here, or is it just wall time all day?
Pretty much just wall time.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, well...
I mean, it won't be bad for like a day or two, but like after like 3 days, I think I might go a little nuts.
It's been a week, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to get out of here, huh?
It would be for the best, yeah. I don't really know what they do with the prisoners once they take them away, so...
I mean, have you seen anyone else? Like, ever? Like, when you was there someone else here, or...?
I haven't seen anyone. There's not really any way to see anything outside the cell other than the window, but I've heard a few, and typically they are taken out and aren't too happy about it. Screaming, pleading, that sort of thing.
Nah, gotcha. All right, well, hopefully we don't have that.
Uh-huh.
Hey, come on, look on the bright side. I think we're gonna be okay. Stick with me, and I'll do my best to stick with you.
Sure. I mean, you got any ideas?
I might have a couple. Let me get back to you on that.
If you want, you can make an Arcana check to try and figure out what the other two sigils do. Otherwise, we'll jump to somebody else.
Arcana's not great. But I don't know the whereabouts of Artemis at the moment. I don't know if
that is
she's
correct.
following the yeah. Okay, I'll make an Arcana check for now.
Sure.
Ooh, that's not great. That's a 9.
With a 9, you aren't familiar enough with runes to really know what they might do. Even trying to figure out, based off of the etchings of the ones that Caleb has told you about, to try and correlate with these other two, you got nothing.
Okay, I had a feeling.
With that, we'll jump over to Artemis. Artemis, you have been kind of slinking through the hallways here, trying to find a little bit of information on how to get Leo, Caleb, and figure out where this project that Caleb had been working on is being held. You have poked into one of the sleeping chambers of one of the members of the Watchful Eye, and it was pretty barren overall. But you noticed as well last week that they don't leave or put down their pins anywhere. They always have them on them.
Mm-hmm.
So to try and take one might involve trying to sleight of hand or stealth, even regardless of you being invisible. If you hit somebody, they're gonna notice.
Yes, I am also rat-sized, so...
You also remember that Sandra was probably would be the most friendly person towards you, even though she is still a part of the organization. She seemed to not be as harsh as some of these other members of the Watchful Eye.
Meaning, if she knew I was down here, though, I don't think she would be... Or is that, a lack of confidence thing?
You don't know her well enough to know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm I need to get one of those things to even get back to Leo. And Sandra is of a lower ranking, probably, just based on how she's interacting with everyone.
Yeah, although she was able to open the cell.
Yeah, so she's not exactly bottom tier. Okay. Man, I don't know. It's I feel like my best bet would be to be able to convey information back to Snøfrid and Renald at this point.
How do you want to try and go about doing that?
Well, I would be following people out. I would be, but I don't know if I want to do that. God, what would be the best thing here? Can I use my wheel to just find a path? Wish it worked like that.
If you want, we can jump to somebody else.
I think that's best, yeah. I need just a minute.
Gotta brainstorm. Right. Have that Jimmy Neutron brain.
Yeah, I really do need a brain blast.
You had a whole week. Come on, guys. You don't think about this every hour of every day?
I do. I don't think about other things.
No, we try to live as our characters, Casey, so maybe you should hush your lips.
Casey, it's been over 2 months since we last played.
Yeah, you've been in that closet for a long time, man. You okay in there?
I must have passed out again. Oh, we really need to get me those air holes.
You need to wake up. You need to wake up.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
Get out of my head. All right, Renald.
Am I still hanging on the side of the...
Yeah, you're hanging on to the side of the wall. There are handholds that seem to be a way for you to get back up to the top of the wall here. The wind is pushing against you a little bit here, and at the top of the wall you can see that plume of smoke from that ever-burning flame kind of going up, kind of close to this side of the wall.
He's just going, ne tombe pas, ne tombe pas, ne tombe pas. Just don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. As he's scaling along the side of it.
So
you want me to make another athletics?
Onto the wall. Yep, I'm going to need another athletics to finish scaling the wall and make your way all the way to the top.
I only have a +1 to this roll. All right.
It'll be fine.
13?
See?
All right.
That's pretty
With a
good.
13, because there are these decent handholds, you are able to claw your way, although you may slip a little bit on the way up, but you do make your way to the top of the wall.
Ne tombe pas.
Being on the top of the wall, you have a great view of the courtyard and the keep itself. And one of the things that catches your eye pretty much immediately is the plume of smoke from the ever-burning fire, and the fact that it's not emanating from a fire that is sitting on ground level. Instead, what you see is that there is a pit that goes deep into the ground where that smoke is billowing from.
Hell pit.
It's about 25 feet in diameter.
Big hell pit.
Yeah. Oh boy.
No, sorry. It's about 15 feet in diameter.
Okay. Medium hell pit.
Slightly smaller, but still pretty big hell pit.
And it looks like it might go about 25 to 30 feet down. And it's a little hard to see through the smoke itself, but it doesn't look like an orange light emanating from the bottom, but a purple light.
Oh, we do like a purple light. That usually means safety.
That's not a hell pit. That's a heck pit.
If you're in the wild and you see something colored purple, that's safety right there.
That's not. Don't eat those berries.
I do a lot of wilderness stuff. Hey, no, don't eat the purple stuff.
It doesn't seem like any of the Watchful Eye members have seen you up on the wall here at this point, but because you have such a good view of everything, it means that you might be in view of somebody if they were to glance up.
Miracle. Okay, can I go ahead and roll a stealth check?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, this one I am going to remember to cast guidance on myself. So that'll be an extra D4, so it's going to be D20, a D4. We're going to roll them, and then we're going to add 7. Oh, baby, that is a 23. Melds into the shadows.
Yeah, I think as you get to the top of the wall here, you get down as low as possible, kind of making your already small frame as small as possible so that even if they were to glance up the wall, they wouldn't see you. You're kind of hiding behind one of the crenellations of the wall itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see this hell pit. I see entrances. I see where the guards are. I think Renald at this point is like, okay, I'm at a good position where I could potentially act if need be. I feel like he just kind of wants to trust maybe in the rest of his companions to get out of there. I don't know. It feels like a bad idea just to try and break in myself at this point. It feels like it's overcomplicating a nice streamlined plan of just you guys get into the vault, you get out of the vault, you know?
Well, the plan isn't happening, so take that into account. But I do agree, I think it's a bigger risk than it might help.
Okay, but Renald, I mean, I don't want to meta, too hard, but Renald wouldn't know exactly that the plan isn't happening anymore. He just knows that he's no longer part of the plan, but he was never he wasn't the linchpin in the plan, technically, like you, Leo, and Artemis are.
No, I mean, it went wrong, quote unquote. Like, it hasn't failed yet, but like,
yeah.
The plan went off the rails pretty much immediately when they were like, someone else will take care of that, and we will talk to you out here.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to go inside. Like, that instantly was not what we were trying to do. So but you're right that Renald can't know what's going on with Leo and Artemis. He just knows that Snøfrid was like,
I mean, one of the things that you do know, Renald, is that the tech that is going to be destroyed is destroyed in the ever-burning flame, which you are above right now. So, theoretically, you have a means of getting to the tech that is supposed to be destroyed, which could be Caleb's project. You don't know what it is or what it looks like, but you have a means of entrance to that area.
Okay, then. Could I hide myself in the ever-burning pit, like in the smoke of it, and if anything gets dropped down the pit, can I grab it?
So, make me a perception check.
They drop like a 10-foot giant machine.
It's like a supercomputer from like the 80s and whatnot. It's just this big analog computer.
Flames cannot burn.
Don't worry, I will get it.
Make your third character scan.
Oh God. Sorry. Perception. -1. 4.
Hey, better than 3.
With a 4, you aren't exactly sure if it would be feasible to hold on to the walls there. The smoke is kind of obscuring what the walls look like, so you're not sure if you could stay there. I think you also recognize, even from this height, that trying to stay in there is going to be dangerous with the amount of smoke you'll be inhaling.
Oh, okay then. Well, I have... Wind wall only lasts for a minute. I was going to say I can make myself a little wind chamber in there, but no, that won't work. Oh, I could do stone shape on my way down.
A little platform.
I can cast fly on myself, then cast stone shape and make a little alcove off to the side, and shape it in such a way where the smoke really won't be able to get in at me. Is that okay?
Yeah, you just have to do it stealthily enough that a flying halfling won't be seen.
I think I can get away with it. I mean, I could get to the pin, throw myself into the pit, then cast fly.
There you go. Set a power cord on your way down. That's pretty dope,
Exactly. Hit the power cord on my way down. Make sure I don't hit the shatter button.
Yeah, it's fine.
Everything's going to go great. I don't know what you want from me right now.
I want a stealth check is what I want.
All right. You know what? We're going to do this plan. We're going into the pits. Oh, another stealth check? I got a 23, though.
That was to hide up top. Now you are jumping down into the pit.
Bitch boy.
I mean, if he's jumping into the pit,
Use the smoke
sees,
for cover.
Does he really have anything to worry about?
Yeah, I got the smoke for cover. Can I have that at least?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Incredible, because I
Thank
rolled
God.
an 8. I'd like to... All right, I got 1 on the D4, though. We are keeping that. I rolled worse. Okay, so that's going to be a 9 plus 7, 16.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Okay. You're flying down into the pit is the plan, right?
I'm sneaking to the pit, tossing myself into the pit, immediately casting Fly on myself, then casting Stone Shape on the side of the wall.
Okay. So
I'm rolling up my third character right now. Don't worry.
you start climbing down the wall and notice pretty quickly that there is not a lot of cover here if someone in the courtyard were to look over in this direction, or if someone were to bring something over to the pit to throw it down. You would be pretty much in clear view. Even with the smoke, we'll say that the wind is kind of blowing the other way a little bit, not
Okay,
fully
then.
covering you. However, you do manage to get down unseen and
Rad.
kind of rush over to the pit as quickly as possible before plucking a string on your harp to fly and jumping in.
Yeah.
As you go down,
Someone nearby is just like, did you hear an A chord?
you hear a power chord?
Did you hear a power
wild.
chord just then? No, John. Shut up.
Clearly that was a bee.
That was a bird.
You fly down into the pit, and the smoke kind of hits you fully as you are engulfed by it entirely. And it's kind of creeping into your lungs before you get the chance to cast Mold Earth and create that little alcove for yourself. So go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, cock. Here we go. All right.
You're a fighter.
I got plus 7 to this. We're good. Natural 20, 27. We're
There you
All right,
good.
see?
There it
You-
is.
Knowing that this is coming, having seen it from above, you knew that the smoke was going to be a problem, and you managed to hold your breath and maybe even pull a little bit of faggot.
I think what this is actually is he had to escape out an incineration chute in like one of his mom's
Oh,
like
flashbacks.
laboratories and whatnot. So he knows to cover his mouth like with a wet cloth, basically. So like right before, as he's like stealthing over, he's like wetting a cloth and is holding it over his mouth as he goes in.
Absolutely.
Where are you wetting it, Sky? How are you wetting it?
Hmm?
How do you make the cloth wet?
Oh, with my own piss, of course. Is that what you wanted?
Yummy, yummy.
What were you
piss
fishing for?
steam.
I wanted you to embarrass yourself with an answer like that. Yeah.
Well, shame on you. I'm not embarrassed.
You pee in
that
a
I
cloth
pissed
and
on
then
my
hold it
face.
to your mouth. Yeah.
Mhm. I'm not embarrassed by that at all. Renald is very hydrated.
Remarkably clear.
It's not stinky at all. Anyway,
As you descend into the smoke, creating that little alcove for yourself, and you sit in it as the smoke kind of billows up around you. And I think as you're flying down, you maybe catch a little bit better of a glimpse of this pit overall. And you notice that it's not just a hole for this fire to sit away from wind or anything like that. It seems like there's a whole underground section / basement area down here. Although you have tucked yourself in basically the chimney to wait for some signal from the rest of your party.
all right. I cast Stone Shape and I make this little like alcove so the smoke won't flow into the alcove; it'll flow around it.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, and I wait.
All right. With that, we'll cut to Snøfrid. So, Snøfrid, you are escorted through the hallways of the Watchful Eye by Rensselaer all the way to her office. And unlike most of the rooms in this keep, this one does seem to have a modicum of personality. There are these tapestries of ruin asleep, being kept at bay with the destruction of tech burning in these pillars of fire. And on her desk, there's a small hourglass with these sands that you almost seem to think glitter with starlight. She sits down and gestures for you to sit opposite her as she says,
I am a horse.
gestures for you to stand opposite her.
No, they've got like one of those weird
Little
horse
pillow.
chairs. They have to break it out. You know, it's foldable.
There are no other centaurs in this universe. I am alone
Oh,
in
look
the
at
cosmic
Centaur
expanse.
chair.
I stand. I don't mind standing.
So you stand across from her as she says, tell me everything.
Okay, so there is a woman. She's 1,000 years old. Her name is Lucy. She has been using her time as 1,000 years old to consolidate magic and technological artifacts in an attempt to, I think, upload herself into a very big machine and become a machine god. I'm working on stopping her. It's going pretty good, actually. And I just was hoping that the Watchful Eye could provide a few pieces of assistance.
Where you're unloading a lot of information here. Where is this giant machine? What is it supposed to do? We need knowledge, Snøfrid. You, of all people, know this in order to take down these pieces of tech.
I point out the window at the Shining Spire.
I think she turns and looks out the window, and her eyes go wide as what you are telling her suddenly dawns on her.
What is her title?
Third Eye Rensselaer.
Ooh, that's good. Listen, Third Eye Rensselaer. Here's the deal. I know our organization is very picky about the specifics of what we do and how we do it. But I think you and I and all of us have been tragically misinformed about the state of the world beyond our shores. And whether that is due to hostility or the actions of our own agents or just random chance, the truth is they have crazy shit out there that you and I have never even conceived of. Well, maybe you have. You're older than I have. But the world has gotten very big in the last 2 months. And what I am asking in this instance is that you trust that I have the best understanding of what's going on as a field agent, and that if I tell you, here's what I need, that we work on doing the best we can to get it. And then in the future, when the world is not in danger, well, I guess I don't know about the world, when the 3 continents that we know are not in danger, we can, work on disseminating the rest.
Snøfrid, I know that the Watchful Eye is, or was, I suppose, one of the first stations of power that you have encountered in your life, but if what you're saying is true, I don't know if we can take down the Shining Spire. That is a piece of technology that, while at the top of my list of things to tear down, is not something that we are prepared for.
No, and that's not what I ask. Me and my team are going to get in, and we are going to go to what I presume is the top, maybe just a high floor, and we're going to fight Lucy, and we're going to stop her from doing whatever she's doing. And look, if there's anything else you could offer to help that'd be great. But what I really need is a few key things and to not ask so many questions.
Make me a persuasion check.
Cool. Ooh. Can I have been nibbling one of the preservation morsels during this conversation?
Yeah. I think she would see you as a nervous eater.
Yeah, no, I did mean to say that. I forgot. Anyway, cool. This is with advantage -2. My total roll is a 5.
Oh no!
I rolled a 4 and a 7 with advantage.
Okay. I think she gets serious and just stares into your eyes, Snøfrid, and she says, "Snøfrid, you're asking me to put a lot of trust in you, and as you said, the world is much bigger than you thought. How am I supposed to believe exactly what you're saying? It seems like an awful lot to believe that the Shining Spire is a machine that someone could pilot, let alone that we have the resources you need here to take it down." Yeah, and you're asking me to not ask questions.
No, you can ask questions. That was more of sorry, I've picked up a lot of strange humor from my friends. I love answering questions. Let's start with the questions you just asked. Number 1, how could someone pilot the Shining Spire? I don't know. I don't know if that's actually what's happening. That's my educated guess. I don't have any idea what the specifics are or anything more than that. Here are the things I do know. The Shining Spire was built to stop the cataclysm, or at least a cataclysm, maybe not the cataclysm. And the person who built it or at least helped build it, is the one trying to put herself in it now. She has help from a noble in Rukul, from a noble in Taloria, and Snøfrid will pull. I get like understanding the need for proof. Snøfrid will pull out the copies she made of Eloise's notes and push them. Be like, this is from Eloise's Nightingale's office. She was working on uploading people into machines, which is a whole different kind of messed up, if you ask me. And then what other proof? There was one other thing. Oh, I don't have it. I say, and if you give me an hour, I can give you another thing of proof that is not here, but you have to promise not to take it because we need it for this project.
I think she's looking over the Eloise notes as you are talking about this other stuff, and
the L stands for Lucy.
She says, Snøfrid, this here is incredible. They are uploading minds into technology. This is horrendous. Above all else, why did you not lead with this?
As you said, there's a lot to unload. I started with what I thought was the important thing, which was the machine cult trying to take over the Shining Spire. This is truthfully not even top 10 on my list of crazy shit I've seen in the last 90 days.
Snøfrid,
it's not working.
As much as I'd like to believe you about the Shining Spire, actually, I hate to believe you, to be honest, because that sounds terrible, that could be something that could be turned on and against us in some semblance of a way. That would be terrible. But this is something that we can do something about, and I am willing and wanting to help take down this Eloise Nightingale in Varlumis. And honestly, as much as I had some trepidations about it, I think we should make you an eye right now. Who would make a good hand for you? Perhaps.
How about Sandra?
Sandra is not on the track to be a hand.
No, but she's so nice, and we were good friends in training, you know?
I suppose that there is...
if you have a better idea, that's fine.
No, I suppose she'll do. All right, I will get her. Come with me, and we will get the two of you situated right away.
Okay, how about, let's hold off on that, because again, Eloise...
Snøfrid, you have told me how important this is, and I agree with you, and we need to get moving as fast as possible.
No, but you want to move on the wrong thing.
It seems like she has it figured out.
No, she doesn't. She's a stepping stone. Lucy is the one we need to worry about, and she's already using this at the Spire right now, which is why I can go get the proof if you want, but again, you're not going to like it very much, but just give me an hour, give me 30 minutes.
Again, your mind is in the wrong place here. An army...
I slam the desk, and I like slam my hand on the papers, and I lean real far over the desk, and I look her deep in the eyes, and like Snøfrid's not like an intimidating person. She's very clumsy and sweet, but she does have these horns now, and she's got this hexblood magic, and I think maybe some of that hag stuff starts creeping in, and like her hair starts like the dreads start kind of unraveling and curling, and maybe her eyes glow a little bit. None of that's an ability I have. I just want to add some flavor.
Yeah.
Love it.
And say, hey, I died for this.
Oh.
I literally died. And now I have these. And you clearly don't know what's going on out there. I do. Okay? I can get you the proof if you need it. But you are going to get all of us killed if you go down this path. Don't make me roll for that, Casey.
I was going to say, what -2 charisma?
Oh my god.
Holy moly.
She stands up, and she's not a super tall woman. You are by far taller than her by probably about a good 1.5 feet. But as she stands, she seems like a giant to you. And she says, "You have forgotten your place, Snøfrid. I took you out of the muck. I gave you a chance to see the world as I know you wanted, a chance to tinker with tech before it was destroyed. Don't think for a second I don't know why you joined.
Then you should know how important it is to me that we stop this.
I will be willing to hear what your proof is. You have 1 hour.
Thank you. And I will go to the car. I will just... Snøfrid, I think, let's put some character development in here. The last time she spoke up to an authority figure, she was a nervous wreck. And I think Snøfrid walks out of the castle with her head held high. I think she just straight up struts out, out the office, down the hallways, out the stairs, just trotting.
Okay.
My jaw is dropped.
Thank you.
Oh my god, that was so spicy.
That's what I said. I've been thinking about this.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump back to Artemis.
Meanwhile, in the camp of did not think about this. So, again, kind of grasping the situation and just kind of how deep we are in this and how not truly prepared for this part of it that we are, I have one thought. I don't know if it would work, but I have one thought. And that is to try seeing if I could essentially cast Dispel Magic on someone trying to use a pin to open the door as if it was a malfunction, and see if they would go to somewhere to repair it, or as if maybe there would be other ones that they could replace. Like if there's, they have to come from somewhere. Maybe they don't work sometimes. Like, I don't know. That's just the only thing I could think of. I could upcast Dispel Magic. That's just my thought. The other one is go back and reconvene and, refresh, because Leo could probably sit in the cell for the night. It's not fast, but we might be able to come up with a better plan with more information. But that's what I have for the moment.
Well, which do you want to do?
I'm going to start with Dispel Magic. I'm going to try it.
Okay.
I would use it on a door that looks important. If there's a sign or something that says that it's an office of security, because if one of those malfunctions, in air quotes, and has to get taken away or something, I could potentially get my tiny little rat hands on it. I have no idea.
Right.
Beady
I also
little rat hands.
would like to, on my way out, when I don't see Renald in the courtyard, send a telepathic message to Artemis, who has my hair token.
I sure do.
Which may or may not help her decide what to do, but that may technically be happening later than this, because
I was going to say this is
separate.
probably happening at the same time.
Right. So the message, and up to Casey whenever you get it, the message is maybe figured that out, holding pattern, where's Renald? And that's just telepathic to Artemis. Unfortunately, you can't reply, so that's just
That's
one
okay.
way to you.
That's
I don't
okay.
think you have
It's a
that
start.
yet.
Yeah,
No,
that'll be in a bit. Yeah.
The worst thing that happens, because I would have to unwild shape, I would stand in the, least traveled part of a hallway, or in a place where I can see a target doorway.
It's so funny that you're still invisible.
I am. I sure am. There's people with glowy eyes, but who knows? It could go right. It could go wrong. I have one more wild shape this short rest. So,
well, you'd need to be out of wild shape to cast a spell.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm finding a target doorway of some kind of relative importance, not the most important, but something that I think would be on, jail cell level entry, something like that kind of importance. If it isn't, I'm SOL on that front, but if you want me to roll an investigation or something like that.
I think it would be very hard for you to find out what's behind the door without opening the door.
Well, if it has a sign, if there's, it would be a door that has a sign, unless there's no signs, is this a signless location?
It's a keep, so they don't technically keep a lot of signs around.
So a larger door.
A larger door, one with more important looking people
sure,
going
you can
through
definitely maybe count the runes that are on the door and go based off of that.
Yeah, that's a good way to say. Yeah, exactly. Like this isn't an exact science. This is just I want to find something that could potentially get me back into that jail cell, and I want to see if it doesn't work, if they go somewhere. If not, if they're I'm gonna, I don't know, this doesn't work, oh well, and then walk away, then I'm just gonna leave.
Well,
Well, from what we've heard, I think any door, even if it's like the door to the bathroom, if the pass doesn't work, I think that's due for a high alarm.
Yeah, sure. I don't know that. And if it causes a high alarm, I wild shape and I get the heck out. I'm still doing this.
Okay.
That's all I have to go by.
I believe in you. You can do it.
I don't know.
So you find a door that has, let's say, 2 runes on it. Not the most secure, maybe secure enough to get at least to the chamber that has the cells, but not the cells themselves. Because the cells had 4 runes on them.
Good enough for me.
And you follow one of these robed members of the Watchful Eye, and as he is coming up to the door, you cast Dispel Magic. What level are you casting at?
The highest I have is a 5th level spell slot, and I think I would need it. So that's where I'm going to do it.
Okay. You cast it at 5th level, and the door doesn't open.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who you were following kind of almost runs into the door and then steps back, looks up and down at it, and starts inspecting the rune. And then he goes over to another door that won't open for him.
Mm.
And he is immediately going to start going and looking for somebody. You follow him, and he runs into another member of the Watchful Eye who has the glowing eyes.
Uh-huh.
And they take the pin, and their eyes almost shift in color. They were this glowing hazel, we'll say.
I want to note that I think I am still around a corner, like I'm not just standing out in the hallway. I don't, even though I genuinely mean, I don't think that I would allow myself to just stand out, like just based on the previous experience with the Rakshasa.
Yeah. I gotcha.
They go from this glowing hazel to like flashing of purple.
Mm-hmm.
And he hands it back and says, "There is no magic left in the pin." He says, "What do you mean? These things are always full of magic. Like, that's how we get... How am I even supposed to do anything? I can't get through any of the doors." "Yes, well, come with me. We'll have to take it to the gnome." And
What?
I have its full name, but nobody likes saying gnome names.
Oh my god. If only that
And
was the
they
cliffhanger
start
this
going
week.
downstairs. They start descending the stairs, and you follow them. The eye is like glancing over his shoulder at this point. I think he's a little bit more paranoid. And you see that quickly he meets up with another one of these robed figures. This one, again, is much more bulky, so you can tell that it's probably a hand. It's rare that you see the two of them apart. And they make their way down the stairs, and you can see his eyes are still glowing purple. So I'm going to want you to make a stealth check.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep. Yes.
You're gonna do great, kiddo.
I believe in you.
You're gonna kill it. You're gonna find a perfect little mouse-shaped vase to hide behind. It's gonna be ideal.
We're just gonna take what we get, which is a 14.
You can wheel
That's
yourself.
pretty good.
I will wheel myself in this moment because I heckin' need to.
Wait,
Deep breath.
can Artemis see herself?
Shut up.
She can see the blue
How
hands,
would you see
right?
yourself in 5
Yeah,
years?
sure, why not?
Yeah, okay.
Shut up. Of course I can. Please.
That's a real problem with some spells, is if you can't.
it is true.
Oh, yeah?
If you're blind, you can't cast certain spells on yourself.
Thank
for
the
example.
Lord.
Oh.
Okay. So plus 5 is math 19.
19.
Yes.
Ooh.
Love that. My little heart. Go on.
As you're following, you can see the eye is like glancing over his shoulder every once in a while, and you're doing a fairly good job at hiding from him, almost anticipating when he is going to turn around with that wheel. And at one point, you duck behind a corner as he's turning, and he double takes,
Oh. Yeah?
Yeah.
and then continues forward.
He just has a twitch in his neck. He just really
Yeah,
needs to.
twitch.
Yeah.
A kink in his neck.
He
Yep.
just did one of those.
That's yep, I continue.
And as you're descending downward,
uh-huh.
you start to hear screams. These wails, almost. Not in fear, but in pain. These agonizing cries.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
And Renald, you hear them echo up through the chimney of the ever-burning flame.
Oh.
Yeah?
And then we're going to cut back to Leo.
How dare you? How dare you?
You
do
can go
that?
back. Don't worry, it's fine.
What?
No, I don't like it.
What?
I don't like it. That's gonna be me.
Leo, you've had some time to sit here. You're looking over these runes and glyphs that are on the wall. You're maybe trying to, like, chip away at the wall where some of the other prisoners have done previously, but those particular approaches don't seem to be working. You have some time here with Caleb. He's told you a little bit about his time here. He said that he's been here a week. There have been 2 other prisoners who have been taken out of here. They were both here when he arrived.
Yeah.
And they said that, like, the tech that they had, like, confiscated was small. Like, small little pieces of tech. Some of them, like, these clockwork machines. One of them said that he had a piece of tech that allowed him to instantly get a portrait. And you know that these things are, like, minor technical items that are available in Sazonis or Eterland in general. And that would be very strange for the Watchful Eye to grab somebody from Eterland for something like that.
Yeah.
And he says, no, they were from Spear. You two are kind of the only 2 people that he knows of, at least, that have been taken from anywhere other than Spear to the Watchful Eye to be in prison here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know what to do with that right now. Wait, so just to be clear, you said the other people got taken but from, like, because of the camera and, like, stuff like that?
Yeah. Caleb doesn't talk about the thing that he got taken for.
Yeah, I mean, so why did you get taken in here then? I mean, who dragged you along?
I mean, like I said, just tech stuff like anybody else who gets dragged here, I guess.
No, but, like, who dragged you in where, like, you got taken not from Spear? I mean...
I never said that.
Got him.
Oh, well, I mean, I just assumed. I mean, you don't have the accent, you know?
Oh, got him.
Make a persuasion or deception check.
Made.
I will make a
No roll
persuasion
needed
check.
There.
And that will be a 25.
Woo!
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you know, I can't exactly tell you who took me. I didn't get their name or anything like that, but, you know, I was working on tech stuff in Eterland, and the Watchful Eye thought it was a bad thing to be working on, like they do with everything that's tech, and I was disappeared. I mean, you can relate.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a very good point. See, I think my mistake was I was rooting around in places I shouldn't have been, but it seems to me like you were making something you shouldn't have been.
I mean, who's to say what things that creation has no limit? That is this whole...
No, I'm not saying it does. I mean, I've been known to tinker myself. I've made some pretty neat things. Hopefully when we get out of here, we can show each other some stuff.
No offense, Leo, but I don't know if we're getting out of here.
Yeah, well, I've only been here for a day. You've been here for a week, so you're looking a little bit more dire than I am, but things usually work out. I mean, we have a couple more episodes we gotta do, so we need content for that.
I wish our plan had gone well enough that this could be the moment we crash through the wall with a giant bulldozer, but unfortunately he says, like, I don't know if we're getting out of here, and it just cuts to a wide shot of, like, a blank wall, and then it just cuts back to Leo keeps talking.
Huh, weird, something was supposed to happen there.
There was like a music
Isn't
sting.
that something? Yeah, weird freeze frame, but hey, I don't make the cinematography shots around here. Anywho, but yeah, what were you working on? I mean, I'm curious.
Doesn't really matter anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't, so you might as well tell me. If it's something that brought you joy while you were doing it, you might as well, think about that.
I can't say. It's not... I'd love to talk about it, I would, but there's things preventing me from doing so.
Oh, is it like something weird, like Is it a sex thing? Maybe I don't want.
No, God, it's nothing. It's.
Assume the position.
I mean, if we could see each other, I'd show you, but there's a sigil on my arm that prevents me from discussing it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the big tech companies will do stuff like that to prevent competition.
Ah, gotcha. Now, I get you can't talk about it, but are you able to, like, draw it, or?
I mean, I would need to sketch blueprints and stuff like that.
Okay. Maybe I can find some way to get you something. Who knows? I'm sure I have something around here.
Well, it's not like you'd be able to see it.
Well, yeah, maybe with a string and a piece of paper, who knows? Maybe you can kind of, like, fish it around or something.
Do you want to look for a string and a piece of paper?
No, he has no intent. Leo's basically just trying to get Gabe in a good headspace, I think, to help him with a breakout. So he's just trying to pay lip service a bit, just to kind of get him interested in the situation.
Yeah, I think the two of you talk about maybe some other stuff that he's made in the past, how he used to work for a couple of different companies, crafting these, like, new and improved engines for the sand skippers, or crafting the anti-gravity beacons for the airships, and how he was, like, a part of those projects, but they weren't his. This one was his. And that kind of helps him maybe get a little bit out of the darkness, but it doesn't help you get out of the room.
Of course. I didn't anticipate it would.
And I think after a little while, one of the sigils starts glowing.
One of the ones that I've seen glow before, or one of the two other ones?
It is not one of the ones you've seen glow before. It is... You've only seen one of them glow. That's the one to open and lock.
Gotcha.
That one kind of glowed with a yellow color. This one glows in an orange. And a small slit, which is the size of that rune itself, which is down towards the ground, opens up, and a tray is just kind of shoved through the door. On it is just a simple loaf of bread, a little bit of butter, and a bowl of water.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, you weren't messing around with the food. This is
That's all the food
stuff.
groups you need. Yeah. It's good right there.
No salt packets or anything? No little squeezed tube of peanut butter? Like,
they gave you butter. That's pretty great.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was butter and not margarine. I guess
bread on its own, good. Bread with butter, that's
hell yeah,
delicious.
That's the Ritz.
Yeah.
You kind of look through the slot a little bit, and you can see
Butter.
the physical mage hand, the hand of force that pushes the tray through, and you see these black boots that start to walk away as the sigil begins closing.
Are the footfalls heavier or on the lighter side?
They're on the lighter side.
Hey, is that the wonderful little lady who brought me down here?
I think as the
Oh, he's a boomer.
Seduce their hand.
as the sigil closes and it becomes fully stone again and stops glowing, you just catch a glimpse of the feet stopping and don't get a response.
Worth a shot. I thought I heard somebody. Oh, well, I'll just be here, all by my lonesome, in the dark, with nothing to do.
This'll get him for sure.
Woe is me.
I think you hear, like, maybe a bit of a sigh as the footfalls start to leave.
Duly noted.
You missed your chance at one true love.
For
They
now.
were there waiting for you.
For now. Sometimes you can't get it right the first time. You gotta go for the second time around. Although technically be the third, but it's fine.
Yeah, third time's the charm is what they say.
Third time's the charm.
You know. When looking for
I would
love,
like to-
third time's the charm.
I would just like to take a look at the tray.
Sure. You take a look at the tray. It is a wooden tray with a wooden bowl on it and the bread and the butter. There is like this wooden knife that's more of a spreader than a knife. It doesn't look like it could cut anything.
Okay.
And I think you see that there are like a couple of scratch marks in the wood on the tray itself. It doesn't look like it would have been Sandra writing to you or anything like that. But
No, it doesn't
maybe...
look like a rune, though, or anything.
No, it doesn't look like a rune. It looks like maybe some other writing that prisoners had tried to pass back and forth to each other on trays throughout like meals and stuff as you look on the bottom of it. And I think the information that you get from that is that you learn what the other 2 runes do based off of the conversation that's written on that tray.
Oh, okay.
You learn that, as you knew, one of them opened the door. One of them is the food slot. Another one will automatically counterspell any spell cast in the room.
Whoa.
Okay.
And the last one will send negative energy through your body if you try and break down the door.
Whoa.
Okay.
And that
tracks.
a counterspell one, is it unlimited or is it like a one-time use?
They don't have that information.
All right.
If it's a glyph of warding, I think that's typically one time, but they could have permanenced it or something.
I don't know. If we break that door off, we might have the real solution to all our problems.
There you go. Door shield, like in Dark Souls. I'm down for that.
Exactly, but instead it just destroys all magic. We just run straight at them.
There are also programmed spells.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to jump back over to Snøfrid. Snøfrid, you make your way out of the keep, heading towards the mint green mid-90s Ford Taurus with alligator legs. And you notice that Renald isn't around. You cast the spell to Artemis, who now receives it after hearing that shriek, and climb into the car. What is your plan here?
I will.
You should leave.
Just never come back.
Just get out of here.
No, we stashed first and some other of our rare stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get first. I'm gonna get the photo.
Hello.
Hi first. We're gonna go on a little walk. And there's a small chance you might be taken, and they're gonna try to destroy you. But I'm not gonna let that happen. Okay?
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah. And I put it on my bag.
This was not a part of the deal. Leo, help me.
Oh no!
Leo.
Mom! Why is my heart hurt all of a sudden?
Yeah, no, that's the problem. I'm talking into my bag. I'm like, that's the problem. Is Leo is imprisoned and we need to get them out.
How could you let this happen?
The parameters of our deal have changed.
You just walked in.
You know, he says, how can you let that happen? And I think Snøfrid genuinely maybe that's the moment when the brave face falls and she's like, she doesn't even say anything. I think she just sighs and sits there. She'll also pick up the Polaroid of Eliza and Velma in front of the Shining Spire as proof. And I think she sighs as first asked that and just starts mumbling under her breath. And I think Snøfrid says a little prayer. I think she starts thinking. She'll say change, and then she'll preserve magic, maybe ruin. These are your guys. Ruin. This is bad stuff they're doing. This is all we have. So I don't know. I mean, I know this is kind of a you count on me when I count on you type thing, and I get that. I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm just saying we need this to go well. So if you could maybe send could I be chosen champion of ruin? Maybe some kind of sign that they would listen to me. I just need them to listen to me. Just once. And then she collects the things and starts hurrying back to the keep.
You start trotting your way back to the keep, and we'll go back to Artemis.
Oh, hi.
Artemis, you hear these cries of pain as you descend deeper into the depths of this keep.
Mm-hmm.
And you're following the eye, the hand, and this lowly member of the Watchful Eye who you have dispelled the magic on his badge. Sure, you pranked. You pranked him pretty hard. You pranked him good.
Get pranked, bro.
This camera.
And eventually you get to a set of double doors that are arched. There are several runes engraved along the sides, and both the hand and the eye need to hold up their badges in order for this door to open.
That takes some coordination.
And I.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't get it.
I did that one over my head.
Both of them hold up their badges, and all of the runes along the arch start glowing in this deep purple light. And as they open inward, you see a much smaller room than you might have been anticipating based off of these doors. There are shelves and piles completely cluttered with all of these different pieces of tech. And there's only this small, narrow channel that people can fit one by one in to get through and weave to the center of this room. And you follow them into the room through the winding stacks of things. And in the center of the room is a small desk with a candle that is illuminating it. And there is just probably about a 10-foot radius of available standing space in here. All of these shelves and piles look like they're about to collapse in. And sitting at the desk, studying one of these small pieces of tech, is a gnome with a magnifying glass, kind of holding it up to the small piece, twisting it in his hand. He pokes at it a little bit with a pair of tweezers and then tosses it in one of the piles. And he looks up, confused, seeing the hand and the eye, and says, "Guys, what are you doing here? I'm busy." And that's where we'll end the session.
Wait.
Oh, no, why?
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. What's up, Sky?
That went over my head. Who's that?
You have no idea.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a reference to a character that we've met before, and I'm like, I be of that of the goldfish. So, okay.
No, it is not someone who you've met before.
No, I think Rachel's anxiety over the situation is just at maximum overdrive.
So much. I'm so scared.
Oh, you should be.
Who's that weirdo?
Who knows what'll happen next week?
I thought for a second that it was just going to be the Rakshasa in his gnomish form.
Yeah.
You were just pulling
funny.
a really weird flip the script on and be like, how does that work out? But there could be other gnomes.
Yeah, there's a lot of other gnomes. You've met some. Does anyone have anything they want to plug?
Yeah, sure.
No sense you're so thrilled about it now, Rachel.
Follow me on twitch.tv/Majora's Rose at Rachel Kordell for personal socials, and check out Worst Days RPG on Twitch for another tabletop RPG that I am currently a part of.
Woo!
Woo!
lanktr.ee/Tintenseher. Check me out. Thanks.
What's your current project, Jonas?
Not an RPG. I'm working on the sequel to my Valkyrie novel.
Hey,
very cool.
Ooh.
Very exciting. Hey, do you have eyes? Because eyes are great. And we talked a lot about eyes this episode.
Eyes and hands, baby.
They do a whole bunch of different things. Rapid fire. Jonas, what does an eye do?
Cry.
Casey.
Peeping.
Rachel.
Scream.
Andrew.
Gaze longingly at the horizon.
Exactly. Gaze longingly at your computer and the review page that's on it. But of course, you can't get that review on there with just your eyes, so you'll need a hand to do it as well.
There's
And
auto
with that
dictation
hand-
software out there.
With
Hold
that
on.
hand, you can make them write us a review. So why don't you go find a friend and be like, you are the hand to my eye, and make them write a review of our podcast.
Oh my god,
And now-
guys, we need to come up with Valentine's Day cards. You are the
that
hand
would
to
be
my
great.
eye. That'd be
Oh,
great.
that's good.
Eye. You're
That's
the hand in my eye.
Valentine's Day was months ago.
No,
It was 2 days ago.
it doesn't have to be months ago.
It's also tomorrow.
You
Whenever
and-
you listen to this, it could be
6
Valentine's
months.
Day.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You don't want me to
that's
hold off on posting this episode for 8 months.
No, it's just you can listen to it whenever you want.
Right.
This is our Valentine's Day episode, everybody.
You know what it
Oh
is
my
actually?
God.
This is our
Wait,
100th
is this the
episode of RP Jesters, and we.
Holy shit.
Oh, it is our 100th
God,
episode.
we're
Talk about
just
that.
mad about you
Happy
guys.
Century Day, everyone!
Yay! Oh, I
100
forgot to show up
episodes of
as an old lady today.
Little old
I know, right? We're all
Remember,
gonna
like,
dress like
100
we're
Day of
100
school?
years old.
I didn't make my sombrero with
I really wanted
pennies
to
on it.
drop that, and then Rachel just immediately signs us off.
No, it's cute. But wait, Casey, did
Yeah.
you shout out something?
Well, I can shout out something.
Yeah, shout out something.
Goodbye!
Bye!
Oh no!
So now the next 100 episodes, Casey needs to say goodbye.
Oh, God. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Get
What?
wrecked.
Oh.
What?
He stole it. He stole it.
He stole
Oh,
it.
okay then.
And Rachel gets the closet now, right?
No.
Yeah, Rachel gets the closet, and I get goodbye.
Yeah!
Yay!
Nope.
Man, this is such a long ending credit sequence that's happening right now. Should I stop recording or are we using all of this? This is good content, guys.